welcome to Cinnamon Lead ASMR and this soft-spoken playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3. We're on episode 3, I think, with this character. So we're still just done with the tutorial and I'm just gonna play. This is the first time that we're actually doing like actual gameplay. So I'm not sure yet how to do this. We're gonna have a little walk around and we're gonna do the level up once we've collected Shadowheart, I think. I like to walk around the corners of the map so that you can see, like here, it's a soft edge, and the soft edge means there's still space here to the map, and this harsh edge means that that's where the map actually ends. You can't always reach.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
Indeed, there must be. You can't always reach these properly because you can't like walk into the water here, but you can kind of make it work most of the time. Also, it's beautiful here. It's so pretty. Also, we have such little legs. We truly are like fully in the water here, which is kind of funny. So yeah, we're at this site where the tentacles of the ship are all over. And like parts of it are burning everywhere. And you can see like on the map, which I can scroll in on and out of. You can see that this is the walkable space, which is also an interesting detail that I, for the first playthrough, basically didn't notice because I was blind. But let's see what this mangled fisher had on him. Some money. Okay, so let's see if Shadowheart is alright. Hello, Shadowheart. You alright? You alright, girl? She has that prism. We're waking her. We're more interested in her than the artifact at this point, I think.
You're alive.
Hey, girl.
I'm alive. How is this possible?
I don't know. I was hoping you might know that.
I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing.
And do you know where we are?
No. I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from. First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads.
That's a good thought. You want to stay together?
We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company.
Fair, fair. Then let's get moving.
One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy.
It was
for you
not
to
an
run
issue.
right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that.
Thank you.
Lead
That's
the
very
way.
nice. We will lead the way. But first, I think we should level up. This is also a benefit of having killed the guy in the tutorial for his sword, because you almost certainly level up immediately. So you just start with level 2 basically. Look how cute we are. We got a bunch of stuff. We got wild shape. As an action, you can assume the form of a beast. You can transform twice per short rest. That will be more later. Weeping can become... Well, this seems like undefined. Is that just a wolf, or is this like the main thing? There's a badger, a spider, a wolf, and a cat. Okay, so this might just be like wild shape in general. They have different benefits to them. Like cat is very small, has only 2 hit points, and you can meow to distract enemies. And a wolf has more hit points, has 18. and incite and distract enemies. And spiders have the same amount of hit points as we did. I think we might have more now. And can unweb. And the badger can burrow and has 13 hit points. So that's really interesting. They have like different benefits to them. And we have natural recovery. Replenish expended spell slots while out of combat. That's pretty great. And we gained a cantrip. And now we can already pick our subclass, which is where it comes in that we want to try a new one. The old ones were Circle of the Land. You channel the natural arcana flowing through the earth and creatures atop it to cast powerful druidic magic. Or Circle of the Moon. Your form is mutable as the mercurial moon, letting you shift your form into massive beasts and even primal elementals. Or Circle of the Spores, viewing death, necrosis, fungal growth, and sporulation. I'm trying to go like ulation, but sporulation sounds really weird. As just another part of life, you can manipulate such spores to augment yourself and harm your foes. And they get like specific things, like Circle of the Land is very magic focused. You get like more spells and like an additional cantrip, as you can see here. And that's why it showed us that we get a cantrip, because it auto-selected this one. Circle of the Moon gives you Lunar Mend to expend spell slots to regain hit points while in wild shape. But it also, I think only Circle of the Moon gives you the wild shape bear option, which is why that's such a popular one, because you can become a bear, and that's really, really cool. And Circle of the Spores gives you some more actions that are really cool. Halo of Spores and Symbiotic Entity. Symbiotic? I don't know. And Bone Chill. So these are interesting flavors of Druid that were already there. And now Circle of the Stars is new. And that's the one I would like to pick, because it's new and I want to try it. You are guided by the infinite mysteries of the cosmos. It is through your understanding of the stars that your druidic magic gains its potency, which is beautiful. And we have wild shape still, and we get a star map, a map of the stars you can use as a resource to cast Guiding Bolt, which is really, really cool. Guiding Bolt is a spell that clerics can use, usually. And we get Starry Form. You can expend a wild shape charge to take on a starry form rather than transforming into a beast. You can take on Archer, Chalice, and Dragon. I wonder what those do. That's really interesting. Can I click on those? I can. Okay. For people who don't know that, if you press T, you can, that's what happens with this. It's like I can go like this, and then if I press T, it's like an inspect, and I can go around, even though this is a window that only opens when you hover over something. Okay. A constellation of an archer appears on you. As a bonus action, while in this starry form, you can cast a luminous arrow. What is that? A luminous arrow does 4 to 11 radiant damage as a bonus action. As a bonus action is really sick. Okay, and then Chalice. A constellation of a life-giving chalice appears on you whenever you cast a healing spell that consumes a spell slot. You can cast Chalice Healing. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, that heal yourself or another creature. Okay, does that mean instead of, or... Because this seems like it's, if it's 9 meters, it seems like it might be Cure Wounds, or like a mixture of Cure Wounds and Healing Word, because it's a bonus action, but I'm not sure how exactly I'm supposed to interpret this. Whenever you cast a healing spell, you can, because then I'm already casting a healing spell, so I'm not sure. And then Dragon. The constellation of a wise dragon appears on you when you make a saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell, and a roll result of 9 or lower is considered a 10. That is really cool. As a bonus action while in this starry form, you can cast Dazzling Breath. Okay. Ooh. It's also, all of that is radiant damage, which is pretty great for the second act of this game. Spew forth a dazzling cone of stars. Okay. Until long rest. That's pretty sick. Pretty sick. So I think the dragon form is the most interesting there. But they're all really cool. Okay, and we gotta prepare some spells. I think we're gonna for now stick with the ones we already picked. Or did we gain another one? I think Ice Knife on there last time. In either case, I think this works. Because we didn't do much with this yet. We have 27 hit points now. That's pretty great. And now we also gotta level Shadowheart. What is this? Oh yeah. Oh, you can't multiclass on easy mode. That's very interesting. I didn't know that. So we get more spell slots and channel divinity charges, which is about being a cleric. We can't pick her kind of cleric. If we were playing a cleric, we could wear Trickery Domain Char as her. We can't choose that. We get as actions Turn Undead and Invoke Duplicity, which I have absolutely never used, which is kind of funny. I should be using that. And these are the spells that we have prepared. The thing is, I barely ever use Shield of Faith, but Sanctuary is actually a really good spell, so I'm gonna replace that with Sanctuary. What Sanctuary does is that you can not be targeted at all until you harm something, which is really good for healing people up, because then you just have like someone who can't be attacked running around healing people. That's very helpful. Okay, we're very healing focused right now. But that's also on purpose because I want this playthrough to be at least kind of relaxing, so I think it would be helpful to have lots of healing and play this as like a calm, we just try to keep everyone alive kind of playthrough. There's a backpack over here with a hat in it, a rufflesome blackguard hat. And a healing potion, very nice. We're getting some murgrass. And we learned a suspension of murgrass, which is another menu. This game is really quite complex. Where you can do some alchemy. This is our spell book. Fun, very fun. Interesting, why is this in here twice? But yeah, we have lots of stuff. What does this dead fisher have? Some money. And there's a dead intellect devourer. Let's go get some fish. This is also a fun bit. There is something in the third act of this game for which I usually, it's more of a fun bit, but you know, collect every single bit of fish that I can get in the game. So I usually never eat this fish that we collect, which is what its intended purpose is. But I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to stick around. Okay, apples, water, and gold. And a book called Shanties for the Bitch Queen. So the Bitch Queen is the Wave Mother. So the ocean goddess. And we all row with a spray upon our necks, and we all row with a spray upon our backs, and we all row, with the sea beneath our feet, and the bitch queen stays the storm. Wave mother, lashes to the prow. Pro? I'm not sure. Wave mother, we ask to sail your skirt, if you allow. Wave mother, sink us if you will. Wave mother, our skulls are yours, with brine and sand to fill. Souls away and anchors still, the wind won't move without the bitch queen's will. We'll wait gladly years and days till the bitch queen brings the waves. Hey ho, she told us so. Hey ho, she told us so. I love the details in this book. I think it's in this game. I love that the books are like, oh, look at that, beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love that these books are like actually written out and they make sense. Like this is that the fishers would be like praying to the bitch queen makes absolute sense. And I just think that's really beautiful. When we got a letter, if I remember correctly, this one's sad. A perfumed letter. Sigh. I love you. There, I said it. And if you meet me tomorrow, I'll say it again and again, and keep on saying it till we're old and grey. So let's do it. Let's go to Baldur's Gate. I know it's risky, but so is staying here. The last few months have been hard, but they're always a little easier when you're there. Leave your boat and meet me at the hill overlooking the old bridge. Bring whatever you can carry. We'll make do without the rest. Don't be late. Love, Anna. So, that didn't quite work out. I'm very sorry. Very sorry, Sai, that did not work out. I'm kind of walking around this middle stone piece here. For a second I thought we were already encumbered, but we're just walking slow because this is water. A bottle and some fish. Thank you. And we discovered a waypoint and the supplement of Belladonna. It's an ancient sigil circle to travel through. So essentially this game is fast traveling. And there's barrels here. I'm just gonna pick up all of this because it just gives you money. Like it's, you know, little pieces of gold, but still, you know, good to have. It's like 1 or 2 gold. And a flute. We got a flute. In my latest playthrough that I play with my brother, we play a flutist bard. It's honestly quite fun, and we learned the recipe for ashes of dagger root. I'm just kind of running around trying to get everything. Some bottles and a fish. And more belladonna. And then let's look at this door. An ancient door.
Can't get that open easily. Maybe there's another entrance.
Maybe there is. Okay. So let's go somewhere else. Let's go over here. An abducted commoner with some more money. So wealthier than the fishers.
More of those wretched things.
Oh, where? Oh, over there. Okay. No dramatic burrowing in the back. Oh, nice. A dagger. And we apparently didn't look at this one yet. Oh, right, we walked around. Where did we walk? A fish and some gold. I think we walked over here. Oh no, we walked entirely over here. Okay. So this one, this barrel. And then I think we're done with this front space. Some more gold. So I think then we can try and attempt to get rid of these wretched things as they were described. Okay, you have nothing. Yes, that's what I thought. True, but they don't have that many hit points. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. So let's try... Oh, we don't have enough movement for that. Sad. I thought we could be cool and try and hold them. Ooh, Oh, I walked through fire. Sorry. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna do this. I think that's a bit too big for this. Are both of these bonus actions? No, they're actions, okay. And oh, these are just oh, did we just learn Guiding Bolt because we have it, but also we can cast Guiding Bolt separately twice? Because that's interesting. I think this is too far. Yeah, okay. So then we can also throw a dagger. How about that? That did quite a lot of damage for a thrown dagger. Okay, so then we will just wait. We can just gotta collect the dagger later. Well, they're so far away. I'm gonna just wait until they're closer. I'm aiming for these episodes to be about an hour each. Because if we do like 20-minute episodes here, it's gonna take forever to get through this game, so we're not doing that. I'm doing cantrips mostly at the moment because... Okay, that was a miss and horrible, but... Okay, so just stay here. I was gonna say I'm doing cantrips and like stuff that doesn't take spell slots mostly because I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I want to keep it so that we don't use that much. Ooh, I love the idle animation. That's so cute. I like jumping, dancing. Okay, so attack on here. Perfect, absolutely perfect. And then we do have two-hand fighting, two-weapon fighting, so we can also attack with the other weapon. We're a little machine fighter. Hell yes, I love this. I said this last time too, but I love this position. I love this fighting stance. It's so cool. Okay, so stay where you are. I would have said we walk away, but walking away would have given them an attack of opportunity. And we do have a healer, so I think you're gonna do a little bit of cure wounds on us because that was quite a lot of damage. We took 18 points of damage. We have 34 health points. That's quite a lot. I think that might truly be about the easy mode, explorer mode. Okay, so we do the main attack on that one, which usually you should do more damage than the other one. Oh yes.
Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
You're right, that was a pretty good fight. I love these animations for the gnomes. I feel like they improved those. Like, before the update, I'm not sure if they did, but before the update, I was playing a dwarf and, ooh, a brain. An intellect devours cerebellum, out of which we can make an elixir of psychic resistance, which is cool, and we learned suspension of cerebrospinal fluid. Fun. I was playing a druid and I felt like I was playing a dwarf and I felt like some of the animations were a little broken. Like I at some point wore a really long sword and the dwarf would just constantly carry it like weirdly in her hand because it would have clipped into the ground if she'd worn it, and it was just kind of weird. Okay, a silver locket. Oh. A finely crafted silver locket engraved with the words "For Papa." No, this game is really sad. I'm sorry. I hope your children are okay. I do think that sad games can be relaxing too, and also this game is not entirely sad. Cool, thank you for that, brain. It also gives you an opportunity to be kind and like learn about people's history. I think that's fun. I'm just walking around trying to get everything. And there's nothing over here, so let's go over here. That looks like a chest, one of those unpronounceable ones. Also, yes, we took some damage, but I know that there's not going to be a fight very soon. Unless we walk into, like, every bit of fire, we should be fine.
What's in here?
What is in here? A potion of speed and a spike bulb. Potion of speed is one of my favorite potions in this game. And an oil of diminution. I think I pronounced that wrong my entire life. Okay. Coat your weapon in oil. It receives a -1 penalty to damage, but targets failing a constitution save suffer a disadvantage on strength checks and saves. They also receive a 1d4 penalty to melee damage. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I think we should go over here. Maybe. I think that sounds like a good idea. Nothing. Why am I walking towards the fire? No one knows. Okay, and some thieves' tools. And that's pretty great. And some gold. You need thieves' tools to lockpick. But also, there used to be a bug that was weird about lockpicking. I'm not sure if that's still there. Okay, that's locked. I think we will wait until a little further moment. I have some inside knowledge on who's gonna lockpick that for us soon. Hello. Hello. Let's go check on him. Hello, who are you, handsome stranger?
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered. There, in the grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Can I? I just have a constant grin on my face with this character. Sure. Stand back. We can kill it.
There. Can you see it?
Can we see it?
Just a dumb bore. You're relieved until you see the flash of a dagger.
Well, I think we're like a lovey-dovey kind of girl, right? So, put it away. We don't need to fight.
Don't we? I saw you in the ship.
Oh, did you?
Scuttling about. You're in league with them, aren't you? Those tentacle... Ah!
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
Oh, fascinating.
What was that? What's going on?
Oh, honey. It's the Mind Flayer's worm. We're connected, baby.
The worm. Of course. That explains things somewhat.
I love your eyeliner.
And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies.
Apology accepted. We're forgiving.
A kindred spirit.
Of course.
My
We defend
name is
ourselves.
Astarion. I was in
Astarion.
Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me.
We're from Baldur's Gate too.
Is that so? We clearly move in different circles. So,
I could never imagine.
do you know anything about these worms?
This is so fun to see this close up. I really like the model. Anyway, because it has like visible pores and points where they would be. And I don't know, it just looks like the way she just rolled her eyes at me. It just looks like a real person. I like it. Do we know anything about them? Yes, they'll turn us into mind flayers.
Turn us into Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect?
Oh, honey.
Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time.
That's what we're planning to do, hon. You should travel with me. Our odds are better together.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea.
Yes, honey.
And you seem like a useful person to know. All that
Flirt.
I accept. Lead on.
Hell yes, honey. Okay, this learn to summon tutorial chest is about a mod where I can summon the tutorial chest. I said that in the first episode. I don't know if this is super interesting, but it's a... That just looked crazy. What was that? Mods usually make use of the fact that there is a tutorial chest to place something within the tutorial chest, and in order to not have to pick it up at the beginning of the game, but like if you install mods throughout, you can always summon the tutorial chest, which is cool. Okay, let's level Astarion up as soon as we get him. I would argue Astarion is the most famous, the most well-known, the most liked character in the game. I love him too. He's pretty great. I love Neil Newbon, the voice actor. For people who play games a lot, or I know a lot of games, Neil Newbon also voice acted in Detroit Become Human, where some of you may know him from. He voice acted Gavin and the creator of androids, I forget his name, Kamsky. So his voice actor is really cool. I hope you can hear him. I think I did it last episode so that you could still hear the voices in the game, because it's part of the enjoyment for me at least. And here we just have a charming rogue, white-haired, red-eyed, elf-eared elf. He's wonderful. I wouldn't say my favorite character, but I love him. I do love him. He has a really interesting story. And he's a rogue, so he can do cunning action hide, cunning action dash, and cunning action disengage, which basically turns all of these, which are actions, into bonus actions, which is really helpful. So he can attack and hide on the same turn. He also got lots of health points, and other than that, we have nothing to choose for him yet. It's way easier to level up characters that are more fighter based and less spell based, so you don't have to choose all of the spells. And he has a really funny running animation. I don't know if he'll show it to us. He will. He kind of Naruto runs. Hey, can we talk to you? Hey, little boar. Come on, we have speak with animals. Let that be the first spell we cast. Let's talk to the boar. Scared boar. And we do need a quick word with the boar.
Away! Away!
It's alright. Calm down. I won't hurt you.
You're all the same. Too many of my kind died because of your spears.
Fair
But not
point.
me.
Yeah. Good work. Good work. Protect yourself. And now we have speak with animals on, which lasts until we go to sleep, which we're not gonna do yet. So I'm currently walking back because I just told you that someone would be good at picking locks, and it is absolutely this man here. So, lockpick.
Easy.
Exactly, and it is easy for you, because as you can see, he is basically made to pick locks. Like, this is crazy. This is difficulty class 5. We have thieves tools, which enable you to lockpick, and then dexterity. His dexterity is really high, 17, because it's his main ability. So, like with us, it's wisdom. I'm pretty sure. So it's +3, and then plus 4 sleight of hand proficiency, which is lockpicking, and then expertise also another, so doubled. So we have 8 we have 11 plus 11 to this roll. And let's see what we roll. We rolled a 15, 18, 22, 26. Which is like way too much for 5. But it's still great. And we get a little leather helmet where we get +1 to dexterity saving throws and some money. Which is interesting. I mean, he can just wear that for the time being. And no, he will not look like this. There is a handy little button where you can say hide during dialogues or hide in general, because it just looks dumb and it kind of takes away from the seriousness of the game also. So now we're complete in that. Just slowly collecting people. And now we're just walking around checking things out. There's a little walkway here, but I don't actually know if this leads anywhere, to be perfectly honest. I think this might just be to look in. Maybe you can jump in here, but we were already there, more or less, so I don't know if that's relevant to us. Okay. And I also like the detail of, like, this was probably his pod that he broke out of, and then he just stood there. So, let's go. I think this is the way we didn't walk, right? No, it's not. It's further ahead. This is where he fought. So this way was where we didn't walk. Just for, like, reference. There's a dead mind flayer over here. Who has a health potion and some bulbs that you can throw. And where do we want to go? I think actually, see, the thing is, I know what's happening where, and there is an interesting scene over here, and I wonder if we want to do that first. I think we want to do that first, and then we go up there to maybe perhaps collect another person. Yes.
That thing's bound to be dangerous, even if injured. Best be careful.
Yes.
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion.
Oh, weird.
Compassion.
Strange. And it moved its hands weirdly. Shouldn't we be furious?
Yes, you feel hate, and you deserve to be punished for it.
Do we?
You should be whipped, made to bow before this creature in shame. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it, but then
No.
the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
Oh, that's a weird screen. I think it just like clipped us into the wall. But let's well, actually our intelligence is pretty bad. I'm gonna save on that and we can see if we make those. It's a pretty hard roll, but let's see. We did make it, so we rolled a 15 minus 1, 14.
Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone.
Interesting.
Then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body, you can provide.
No, we shan't. We absolutely shan't. We will not lean in for a kiss with this tentacle being. We will resist the intrusion with everything we have. And wisdom is a good skill for us. Exactly. It's our main skill. I never quite know how to say that. It's the one that our spell casting is based on. Perfect. 11. So we rolled an 8 plus 3.
The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
I love the voice of the narrator. So do we leave it to die slowly or do we close those eyes forever? What do we think? I think we close the eyes. Very good. And done.
Monster. Death is too good for it.
Well, that's a little aggressive, but it has a potion of speed for us, so that's good. Is there something else in here? Another chest or something? That's just a way to go up here. Nothing else. Okay, then we're here. So let's go back to, like, if we look at the map for a second, we walked up here and then over here. So there's still some stuff back here, maybe, potentially. We will look at it, because we will also go down here. Don't worry, we will look at everything. If you ever see something on the map that I didn't see, feel free to comment, but maybe...
Over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
For sure. But maybe wait until you've watched a bit longer. I remember that on like old Let's Plays, everyone was always like, add this in this minute, you didn't see this and this thing. Cool. Oh, we got a supplies pack that is just now in our camp supply pack. Got another one of these, which is 40 camp supplies, which is pretty great because I'm not sure how much we need at this difficulty, probably also 40, but at higher difficulties you need like 80, which does get difficult quite soon. Okay. Hello.
Unstable somehow.
It does look unstable. It does indeed look unstable. Let's check it out.
Approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Let's touch it.
A hand? Anyone?
Of course, of course. Of course, love. So, I will talk about this character in a bit. Okay, so we have a druid specific option here, which I will always choose if it feels appropriate, because I just think it's fun for different playthroughs to make use of the fact that you are different than other ones. So we can slap him also. No. Let flow some words of prayer to soothe the sigil's magic. Sure. Let's do that. 12. Nice.
Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick.
Of course. Perfect. There he is.
Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. Usually better at this.
Nice to meet you. Okay. No need to apologize. Are you alright?
A bit shocked, but friend, it's a relief and a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I?
You
In a
do.
manner of speaking. You were on the North Lloyd as well.
You were indeed. I think this option is so unnecessarily dramatic. It's, we don't know him. Kill him. That's not how my brain works, at least. Also, I keep wanting to say that I really like the way this armor scales to different body types. Like, these little buckles are so cool. They look so detailed and like workable still on a smaller body. Very cool. How'd you get stuck on that stone?
I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side. as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall?
I'm just giggling to myself here. I love the way he talks. I have no clue.
Fair enough. But even so, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy.
Yes.
Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region. Were you not?
We absolutely were. Couldn't have phrased it more repellently myself.
No use sugarcoating it, is there? The insertee we speak of, this parasite, are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers?
We are aware.
It's a process known as ceramorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided.
Thanks, Professor.
You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
This is where I fell in love with this
You seem to know
man.
enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most,
Yes.
no doubt. But I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them.
No, sorry. I can tend to basic wounds and ailments, but alien parasites, I'm afraid not.
As we've established, few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction.
Yeah.
We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon, too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together?
I love that. Come with me. You're welcome to join me.
Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved. Or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It's an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Of course. I'm absolutely sure that is true. The Wizard of Waterdeep. Okay, and we discovered this waypoint that is fine now on the roadside cliffs, and we can level him up. So I can talk about him more, which I love to do. Okay, he's a wizard, as you can see. And what you can also see is that I have a mod installed that gives him a little man bun, because in the original game he doesn't have this hairstyle. He has basically like a mullet, kind of like just not short on the sides, like brushed back, and I really love the little man bun. I think it's so cute. And yeah, this is Gale of Waterdeep. My love, my life, but we're gonna get to that later. We'll see also, since I talked about how I have a mod that lets you romance everyone, if we're just gonna romance everyone. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Gale, he is voiced, I forget his name, but he's an actor that I know from Good Omens. In Good Omens, the second season, there is a guy who also like kind of annoyingly walks around trying to talk to shopkeepers, and trying to like get everyone to stick to rules, and that's him. And I love his voice, and I love him, and he's great, and I love the way he's written. Like his sentences are always so like funny and very verbose, like just lots of words. But yeah, he gets more health, he gets spell slots, and this is some stuff that we will look at in a moment, and he gained 2 spells. So, for wizards, there's many subclasses. I wonder if we want to try a new subclass, because technically you can, like, there's abjuration, you twist and harden the weave into arcane wards to protect yourself and others. Or conjuration, compelled by shape and motion. Your favorite arcane style involves summoning creatures and objects as well as displacing them in space. Divination, you peer through time itself and can sculpt the future like temporal clay into a more favorable form. Learning, yeah, that's the sentence about spells, how much they cost. enchantment. Your magic influences, beguiles, and bends the will and conviction of those around you. Learning enchantment spells from scrolls only costs you 25 gold per spell level, not 50. I keep saying the sentence, it's the same everywhere, it's just specified for each subclass. Evocation. You are known as an evoker, striding unharmed through the unfettered chaos you call. Or illusion. You specialize in unraveling and restitching the fabric of reality to fool the unwary, the gullible, and the monstrous. Or necromancy. You walk through the valley of the shadow of death and make lots of friends there. That's a beautiful sentence. Or transmutation. Your innate fascination with the structure of things has granted you an incredible power over crude matter and its manipulation. One of my favorite characters from Critical Role is a transmutation wizard. His name is Caleb. But the newest one with the new update is Blade Singing. A master of wizardry and swordplay, you combine the elegant maneuvers of a warrior with the devastating magics of a mage. And I wonder if we want to try out these new ones. I don't think it fits him. I think evocation is the one that's the most logical for him. But we can cast Blade Song. You gain proficiency with light armor and the performance skill. I think this is not something that fits him. He's not. Is he? Wait, actually. Well, he is kind of, he does write poetry, so. You know what, let's try out the new subclasses. I think that could be fun. For me also, because I've never tried them. Evocation is really good, because that means if you cast Fireball in a space, for example, which is an area of effect spell, you can't damage your friends. Like, he won't damage us with that. Which would be great. But I don't mind trying out Blade Singing. Let's try it. I think we can also respec later if we think we hate that. Okay, so some spells. I would say, what would I say? I would say Featherfall is always good in the beginning. I don't think Shield is important for us. I think I would go Magic Missile and Featherfall. Featherfall is more of a getting around spell. I wonder if we picked that as well, but we can change our, that's fine. And Magic Missile is a good attack spell. I would stick with that. Or we go, do we have Featherfall? I'm like genuinely unsure at the moment if we have Featherfall. Like, us as a druid, if druids can cast Featherfall, because then we don't need it, then we can also go Chromatic Orb, which does more damage. Maybe we go more damage based. And Bladesinger's Weapon. I haven't seen this stuff, so this is really interesting to me. Pick the blade-based weapon you'd like to use as your principal weapon, replacing your quarterstaff. You will be able to channel your magic through it during combat. That is really cool, actually. Can we only pick one? Well, this changes nothing, really. The problem is replacing the quarterstaff. Does that mean... I'm unsure about this, actually. I don't think dagger or sickle are good here. I think, like, short sword, rapier, longsword would make sense. We could go rapier. Rapier? I think it's rapier, but it sounds rapey. I think rapier would make sense. I wonder if we then get one or if we would have to find one, because I'm not sure when we find one. Or maybe we already have one. Wait, 2 of 1, so we can. No. Why is it? Oh. Why does this say 2 of 1? That is what? That is strange. I think it should say 1 of 1, but scimitar is also really cool. We have scimitars though. Long sword, short sword. I think rapier makes the most sense. It's like the most classically, dramatically dueling weapon. I think makes sense. Not sure if this is like a dumb choice, but okay. And then prepare some spells because we can't have all of them prepared. I don't like the grease spell. I'm sorry if that's offensive. I don't like the sleep spell. We have thunder wave, but we can go with magic missile and chromatic orb. So we have force damage, we have thunder damage, we have lightning damage, and we have something that can be different damages or thunder. And we have mage armor, which is good because we will not have a super high what's it called? Armor class. But we should have more armor class because of Blade Song. Because if we do that. Interesting. So I have to learn how this works, you know, but you gain +2 armor class, movement speed increases, gain advantage in acrobatics. Interesting. We can't wear medium or heavy armor or shields while blade singing, which he never does anyway. And you must be wielding a dagger, longsword, rapier, scimitar, short sword, or a sickle, which is interesting why this is like making us pick one. I'm not sure. But that's cool, and we got a skill in performance, which is not really super relevant, but it's still cool. Sure. Great. So we're done with that. Lovely. Let me look at that. Yes, let me look at that for a second. Weakening strike. Do you have one? You do have a rapier. Okay, so we get a rapier for that. That is very fun. It's kind of piratey. Like blade singing has kind of a piratey vibe. Okay. That's very cool. Let's try that out for him. So he doesn't even have a quarterstaff. Interesting. I think you should still be able to use it though. But looking at this map, let's maybe complete this corner over here. We have a few more minutes until it's been an hour in this recording. Not that it's necessary to stick to the 1 hour, but just as an... because this game is very open, very free. You can play it for hours and hours at once, you know? So... gotta structure it, kind of. It's less easy to structure than, let's say, Stardew, where I have, you know, a day and then it's 20 minutes. Or I have... what else do I play? A little to the left, which is 1 day. One chapter is like an hour, 40 minutes, something. Let's go down here. So we gotta structure it a little bit ourselves. Cute. Okay, everyone's coming. That's working out well. We're so small.
Deep grooves in the mud around that rock.
And everyone was successful. I tell you, that's never gonna happen again. We don't have enough strength, but I'm pretty sure Shadowheart does. Well then, walk a little closer, girl. Yeah. Perfect. Can we get to it now, or... I think that's still probably a little too close. There we go.
I have a lot on my mind.
Yes, an ornate chest. Perfect. So we get a malachite, gold, 2 potions of speed, a Harper's map, a ruby, and a Harper's notebook. So let's look at those things. Also, it's so funny to be playing different games at the same time because I saw this ruby and I was like, all right, we were looking for one of those, but that wasn't Stardew. So that's a map. The stained, ragged map has passed through countless hands. A little harp marks an area called Moonrise Towers with a small inky crescent sketched in the nearby forest. Below the crescent is a more recent scrawl. Cache. Cool. And the notebook, a tattered collection of reports held together with a moon and harp seal. There is frequent mention of sacrilegious activity among a local Solunite sect. So this is actually super foreshadowy. It's like a really important mention of several important places in this game. Let's hope we can get back up. We can. Cool. Fun. Where do we go still? So we're done with this corner here. Maybe we go over here, just for completing a larger part of the map, maybe. So that means going there. I'm just gonna follow where they go. Yeah, I already would have gone through here. Well, actually, maybe here. I don't know. That is pretty far in the corner. Cool. Why are you climbing, girl? Probably would have been faster to just go. Okay. Let's go here into this alcove. It's really pretty, actually. And then I'm pretty sure, yes, we can get down here. We can end the episode on here. Can you walk? No, you have to jump. That's alright. Yes, and we're back on the Ravaged Beach, but that's just because we walked down here. And there's also something in my entire first playthrough. I did not realize that you could do things down here out of combat, which sounds really dumb, but I literally didn't realize that you could jump. So I didn't see any of these places because I would have had to jump here. So, elixir of fire resistance, a copper ring, and a caustic bulb. Cool. Okay, and this is the crew that we now have. We look so tiny next to them. So yeah, this is the crew. I'm gonna save. I hope this was fun. I hope you enjoyed this. We're gathering some people. This is already pretty cool. Three really cool characters, two of which are some of my favorite characters in the game. I'm gonna be honest, Gayla is one of my favorite companions. I be simping. Very predictable, but I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that whatever you guys do next, it goes super, 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 super well. And if that is sleeping after this, sleep well. Sweet dreams.